I have 10 hours to earn as much money as possible. The rules are simple. Start with whatever your scav has on it and delete everything else. God, can't believe I'm doing this again.
Hello, welcome to England. It's much more than bangers and mash. We got geezers out on the lash and local dealers flashing the cash. Council kids that way too flash, always raining same old splash. Landlords that way too rash and the price inflation stops your stash.
There we go. Done. All I have left is the money I might need for the scav loadout. Now to delete all the money.
All you care about is money. It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
And there we go. Got a completely fresh character. Got a 10-hour timer set up. And this will be counting all of the time I spend in raid and out of raid. 3, 2, 1, begin. Timer's now started. We're going off. Gonna head woods since I love woods. Let's go. I had a theory that the best way to make money in Tarkov was just to survive. Making new kits, even cheap ones, are pretty expensive and time consuming, so surviving every raid will lead to a massive increase in profits. So, at the start, my plan was just to run woods back to back to make consistent profit. This didn't work out too well, considering I immediately died, but I was going to continue trying the strategy. I saw him too, but I thought I was in cover when I got hit. Damn, FMJ. I have no cash to heal myself. Well, that's unfortunate. At this point, I was worried that I might get stuck in an endless cycle of death, since I had barely anything to my name. I was so broke, I couldn't even heal. So I just bought the cheapest weapon I could and went straight back into it. Pretty certain there's 2 scavs here. Unfortunately, God sent me the drunkest scav army to test my worth. Oh shit, I'm dead. Oh my god, how many of them are there? Luckily, I made it out with much needed scav upgrade and plenty of loot to sell. Let's go, baby! So, I decided to sell off most things and get a few more upgrades. There we go. To test this new gear, I loaded into a quick customs raid. We'll mix it up in customs. It went pretty well, and I tossed everything I got from the raid into my stash and got back quickly. I decided that going back to woods would be a better option, since I just had less chances of running into people with how spread out the map was. Nikita decided to ignore these facts and logic. %% is determined. Multiple players. Oh, I'm better! Okay, I'm gonna check these two, and then I think I'm heading out. My strength up. Oh shit, I see somebody. I didn't drop him the thing. He looks pretty geared too. Oh, I'm gonna have to push him anyways, I guess. You actually just die there. Another one just died to bleed out. Dude, this Hydra shock's fucking insane. Oh my god, dude, this has been like the most insane raid. What was that silent shooting? Wait, his teammate grabbed him. I think I might have just dropped him. How many of them are there? Oh my god, dude. How many of them are there? How many? Is this another player? It was another player. It was another player. Well, that was a little scary. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I feel like this raid actually emphasized my thoughts on the challenge. Even though I got 6 kills and tons of loot, I had to leave so much stuff behind. And I spent much longer on this raid than I really should have. Oh my god. Oh my god, I made it out. 6 PMCs and 2 scavs. Even with that said, this was definitely the turning point of this challenge. I went from struggling to get basic scav gear to consistent kits of good quality, which made player encounters less terrifying. These scabs have been ridiculous today, Jesus Christ. I'm not even regenerating stamina anymore. How much does the armor weigh? This weighs 15 in total, which is absolutely insane, and kind of makes it to the point where it's not worth it. What the fuck was that noise? Dude, I swear to God I'm hearing glitches in the system. I got extremely lucky and stumbled upon an airdrop, but it had basically nothing which I wanted. Eventually, I decided to swap out the Gen 4 for something considerably lighter. I felt that the extra protection it granted was less worth than just being able to carry more loot. I had a pretty interesting encounter this raid. What the fuck was that, dude? That was the stupidest shit. I could have sworn I saw him, and then he, like, blended in. This led to a noticeable lull in the challenge, with few pretty uneventful raids. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I'd never run into anyone going this path. Like, I go this way all the time, and I think the amount of times I've run into people along this path has been 0. I've never run into a single person, like, coming up behind me or in front of me. Don't mind if I do. Okay, cool. Time to build a new kit. I decided to stick with the AUG since it was doing me pretty good, and I decided to use my favorite armored rig, the Yuli. The Yuli rig has been one of my favorite rigs for a while now, but with this wipe's new armor update, I feel that it's even better than before. It's extremely cheap for a level 4 armor, and it covers a good amount of your body. For me, the only real downside is that the rig has a pretty small carrying capacity. To get back into the swing of things, I decided to do a quick raid using the vehicle extract. At this point, I was pretty certain I just heard something from my left. Can't believe he's not dead. God damn, that scab was really fucking me over. Can't see him. No! No! Fuck! How much more do I have to do? I killed 5 players, dude. What is going on? Why do I keep getting swarmed like this? I almost had him too. That was when I decided to change my strategy. My decision to go woods to avoid PvP was obviously not working. And without that, woods was a map with many negatives. The biggest being the distance you have to go to extract. I decided to go to Shoreline instead. This map had many negatives as well, but with some decent loot and really close extracts, I could get in and out of raids much faster. I don't know what it is, but for some reason the bosses have been spawning so often during this challenge. I swear that 50% of my raids have had a boss spawn. Even with the setback, I persist with the new strategy of running Shoreline. This gives me a few pretty peaceful raids. In case you didn't know, they updated Shoreline recently, making this radio area a pretty good hotspot for tech loot. This spawn is exactly what I was hoping to get. See, spawning on this side of the map is extremely good. These houses have a good amount of loot readily available, and you're unlikely to run into people since most of them are pushing resort and won't check inside. The other great thing is the extract, Path to Lighthouse. This is guaranteed for everyone, and is really close to these spawns. This makes it perfect for the challenge. Okay, well that's the most I've made in the series so far from a raid, and it's probably also my fastest raid. Let's see, that was 9-minute raid, so I could have done it like a minute faster. Oh, the Linux prices, dude, they're higher than I thought. Okay, I've already kind of gotten better than I thought I would in 10 hours. I didn't realize I could do so many raids. Please be a good spawn. No! If I ever spawned on the opposite side of the map, I would just do a bit of looting and head to the vehicle extract. This one's probably gonna be my death. Oh. Not even close. This raid wins my fastest raid award for just 28 seconds survived. Oh, and we have the worst spawn on the entire map. Great. Glad I made a new kit for this one.
Ceasefire!
You know, it's all about the journey, not the destination, which is why I prefer not extracting. The rest of the challenge was pretty uneventful. I had a few more raids, but they're pretty easy, and my last PMC kill was on my last raid, which I did this pretty interesting thing. But I finished up my last raid, just barely making it by the end of the time. Now, for the fun part, selling off all the loot. And let's claim everything and see how much cash we ended up with. Wow, 14 mil, pretty decent haul. In conclusion, I spent 6 hours, 26 minutes, and 9 seconds actually in raid. I spent 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 11 seconds outside of raid, which means I spent 2 hours, 1 minute, and 40 seconds loading into and out of my raids. That's 20% of my playtime just spent loading, and another 15% of my time spent in stash. One of my old friends refused to play the game because he thought that you spent too much time in stash, and with this I realized that he's really right. I know the game pretty well, and I tried my hardest to limit the amount of time I spent in stash, but this is still pretty insane. I can't imagine how much time this would take if you didn't know the game as well, and you didn't have like a strategy going in. To wrap up my thoughts on the challenge, it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. Everyone enjoys playing Tarkov differently, and I like taking my time, taking out scavs, and absorbing the atmosphere. Or playing with friends, which doesn't normally include any of those things, but they're completely different side of the spectrums. And this challenge wasn't either of them. Getting geared and rushing in and out of raids as fast as possible doesn't really suit me. It wasn't interesting, even if it was good money, but it didn't scratch the itch that Tarkov normally does for me. I enjoyed seeing what was possible in the 10 hours, but I'd prefer sticking to other things. Maybe in the future, I'll do some different challenges with other people, so stay tuned.